Let's be honest. Absolutely nobody wants to spend their afternoons sitting in a rigid plastic chair just waiting for a number to be called, right? What if I told you that you could completely skip that tedious in-person visit and save yourself both time and money? Well, welcome to today's Explainer, where we're looking at the ultimate digital solution for Idaho drivers. Today, our goal is super simple. We are going to master Idaho's highly convenient online vehicle registration portal. We'll break down exactly how you can check off this annual chore from the comfort of your own couch, which is going to save you cash and a whole lot of hassle. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to look at skipping that DMV trip, what you'll need to get started, comparing your online pathways, the step-by-step renewal process, understanding those registration fees, and finally, some future changes and troubleshooting.
So, Part 1. Skipping the DMV trip entirely.
Idaho has made a massive push to digitize its services, and here is the literal $0 reason why you should care. Historically, using online portals meant you got hit with annoying convenience fees and credit card surcharges. But to get people on board with the digital system, the state made a huge policy shift. The DMV has completely eliminated online convenience fees as well as local county administrative assessments for all vehicle registration renewals done through their self-service portal. So by going digital, you are quite literally keeping more money in your pocket.
Moving right along to Section 2. What you will need.
Before you hop on your computer or grab your phone, let's make sure you're fully prepped. Getting your materials together right off the bat makes this whole thing incredibly seamless, and it prevents you from timing out on the website while you're furiously digging through your glove box. So, the crucial point here is meeting a few strict baseline eligibility requirements. First up, the vehicle has to belong to an established Idaho resident or a validated business entity, and it must have an active Idaho title. Now, quick side note, if you're brand new to the state, you actually have to get an Idaho driver's license within 30 days and do your initial titling and registration in person at the county assessor's office. But once you're officially in the system, you're totally clear for online renewals. Just make sure you have your license plate number, the last 6 digits of your VIN, a valid credit or debit card, and your current addresses ready to rock.
All right, Section 3, Pathway Comparison.
So you've got your documents. When you actually land on the DMV portal, you're going to see 2 distinct digital pathways, really depending on how you want to handle your info. On one hand, you've got the authenticated profile. This means creating a secure login, but it acts like a permanent one-stop shop to manage multiple vehicles and records. It's absolutely fantastic if you ever need to update your address, check your driving privileges, or grab an electronic receipt down the line. On the other hand, you can just use the quick registration renewal. This requires 0 login and is perfect if you just want a fast, one-and-done transaction without leaving a permanent digital footprint.
That brings us to Section 4, the step-by-step online renewal. Let's move to the actual process and see how this builds. Once you pick your path, the transaction itself is ridiculously frictionless. Step 1. Go directly to dmv.idaho.gov in your web browser. Now be careful here. Always type the address directly. You want to avoid using third-party search engines because they can sometimes lead to scammy imitation sites, and nobody wants that. Step 2, choose either your authenticated login or that quick renewal option. Step 3, punch in your exact vehicle identifiers, which is your license plate number and the last 6 digits of your VIN. The system uses those specific details to pull up your correct billing profile. And finally, Step 4, just review your cart and submit your secure payment. They take Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. Also, just a really quick aside here, right after you confirm your vehicle details and right before you pay, you're going to see a prompt for an optional service. You can choose to make a voluntary $2 donation to the Yes Idaho Organ, Eye, and Tissue Donor Registry. It's a genuinely wonderful program that helps fund public education around anatomical donation consent, and it provides critical resources for emergency medical responders.
Next up, Section 5, Understanding Registration Fees.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is how the state calculates your total. It's so important to know what numbers to expect in your virtual cart so there are absolutely no surprises. For standard passenger vehicles under 8,000 pounds, Idaho bases its state fees on the age of the car. And the fee actually scales down as your vehicle gets older. So for a brand new or 1 to 2-year-old vehicle, the state fee is $69. Once it hits 3 to 6 years old, that drops to $57, and if your car is 7 years or older, it drops all the way down to $45.
But just keep in mind, while these are the state fees, you will also have mandatory county administrative assessments applied on top of that, which usually range somewhere from $15 to $45 depending on where you actually live.
There is, however, one very specific exception to this standard structure, and it's for electric vehicles. If you drive a battery electric vehicle, you're going to see a $140 annual surcharge added to your total. Plug-in hybrids face a similar, though slightly lower, $75 fee. And the reason why is actually absolutely crucial. Under Idaho code, these are considered fuel tax replacement fees. Basically, since EV drivers aren't paying the state gas tax at the pump, this surcharge ensures they're still chipping in equitably for road maintenance. Just note that standard, non-plug-in hybrids don't face this extra charge. They just pay the standard age-based fee we just talked about.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, Future Changes and Troubleshooting. So let's look at a totally relatable scenario. What if you just never got your reminder postcard in the mail? Well, the most common culprit is an outdated address. You see, the DMV database sends that notice to the exact address they have on your existing registration record. If you move and forget to tell them, it just goes to your old house. The really good news is you can update your address right there in the online portal. And you'll definitely want to get into the habit of doing this now because the state is gearing up for a brand new one-person, one-record system. That means pretty soon, a single address change request will automatically cascade and update across all your DMV records at once, which is incredibly handy.
Okay, another scenario. What if you enter your plate and VIN and the system just flat out blocks you? Well, state rules let you renew up to 1 year before or 1 year after expiration, but the system is hardwired to automatically block transactions for any vehicle carrying a suspended, revoked, or conditional title status. If you do find yourself blocked, or hey, if you just simply prefer not to deal with a computer, you have a solid backup option. The state actually launched a dedicated DMV phone queue at 208-584-4343. You can get help directly from an agent over the phone, though I should mention, if you do choose to renew by phone, you will still have to pay that county administrative fee that the online portal normally waives.
And guys, here is perhaps the most exciting, evergreen benefit we can share with you today: permanent plates. Starting July 1st, Idaho officially transitioned to a completely decal-free system. You know that little colored year sticker you used to have to scrape onto your license plate in the freezing cold? Yeah, it's no longer required. Plus, standard plates are now non-expiring, meaning you won't be forced to buy a new replacement plate every 10 years unless yours physically gets damaged. This makes the whole digital renewal thing even more magical. You just pay your fee online, your record instantly updates in the police database, and you don't even have to wait for a physical sticker in the mail. It is brilliant. Just a quick professional disclaimer before we wrap this all up. Always make sure to verify specific requirements, policies, or fee updates directly with official Idaho DMV state resources. Digital processes and county rules can and do occasionally change over time. But taking everything we've unpacked today into account, between the elimination of online fees, the recent removal of regional emissions testing, and this awesome rollout of sticker-free permanent plates, now that you know exactly how easy and cost-effective this online process really is, will you ever voluntarily wait in a DMV line again? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.